That's
and
like
GMA.
that was the perfect segue into the main topic of conversation because we wanna kind of break down the big scandal that's happening in this hobby right now, where news broke that there was a person that was within this hobby that openly admitted for the last 2 decades to be scamming and counterfeiting autos, memorabilia, and sending them all off to get them sold. So it's been a big thing. I know probably yeah anybody who is big in the hobby who follows hobby news. The guy's name was Brett Lemieux, and he put a lengthy Facebook post just openly admitting to the last 2 decades to be basically scamming the entire hobby. Um, he claimed that he sold more than 4 million items, which resulted in over $350 million worth of sold product within the hobby, all to have been counterfeited and scammed and all to be faked. He said he was forging fake autographs and fake holographs. He claims that 95% of the Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Judge memorabilia was sold by him. He faked COAs, which is basically just certificates of authentication. He faked those from companies like Fanatics, JSA, Panini. And I know some hobby experts are potentially saying this could be bigger than the Operation Bullpen that happened back in, I think it was like I think that happened through 1999 and 2006, which basically that was a bunch of forged celebrity autos and sports memorabilia that they uncovered like $100 million in fraud that happened during Operation Bullpen. So unfortunately, we will not know anything else about it because Brett Lemieux is no longer with us. So, um, but I do want to get your guys' opinion on it because this is like real major news in the hobby, especially leading right before the national. I mean, you have to be rethinking. Like, if you are a person who has been buying signed memorabilia, with certificates from JSA, Panini, Fanatics, whatever it is. I mean, now you got to be sitting back looking at your collection and going, I mean, is any of this stuff real? So,
Especially
I
if it's
mean, John,
if you said
let's
Mahomes
get
and
your opinion.
Judge.
What's up?
Especially if he said he was like big in Mahomes and Judge, like,
two of the top like athletes in
well, I
each
mean,
sport.
at least for Mahomes, like, it's like, oh boy, because like he was making
Well, because
big
yeah,
money off
everyone's
of
looking
fake
at
shit.
Mahomes as the next Brady. So I
Yeah.
mean, there's plenty of big time Mahomes collectors in this hobby. So, but yeah, John, when you read this, because I think it was you that sent the Facebook post that he made off of X. So, what was your first take on it?
First take was kind of what you said. Like everybody in the hobby probably took a step back and was kind of, I don't know, paranoid about the autographs that they have that they bought that they didn't get themselves. And yeah, man, it's a horrible thing. I texted the group but like honestly, it's kind of really sad to say that I'm not shocked learning about it because all the money that's being thrown into the hobby now, it's been thrown into the hobby for years for high-end athletes and their autographs. Always you're going to get people who are faking autographs. Uh, I think what was really interesting to read slash listen and learn about was that he was almost, I don't know if it's him by himself, so I feel like I'm speaking out of turn, but he was at like a whole nother level with the holograms. Like Panini and other companies kind of have specific holograms, and he was
Yeah,
replicating them,
he
which
was
is really
replicating all of
bad for
them.
their business. Yep.
Yep.
So he was like, compared to like the everyday scammer, I think he was like one of the best, essentially. And the more I read, the more I just got angry because after like a bunch of the posts online were like, "Oh, we knew about him for years, and we knew about him doing this for years." And when I read stuff like that, I'm like, "Why the hell didn't somebody stop it sooner then?" So I'm just kind of pissed, upset, obviously. People spend a lot of money in this hobby, and you spend that money hoping you get something authentic. And stories like this just kind of, I don't know, deter you from doing any of that. And yeah, that's kind of, I mean, that's almost where I'm at now. Like if I want to get an auto of somebody, I'd rather just go pay to see it done in person. I don't really intend to spend thousands of dollars on a Mahomes auto or maybe even a Jordan auto or something. I'd rather like kind of confirm that I know it's real. And that's the my biggest takeaway is for myself and other people in the hobby is that there's now going to be this paranoia and concern that the auto that I'm getting on this card or on this photo or on this football, baseball could be fake. And if a company like JSA is out there certifying them as authentic, like who can I trust? Who can I really know for a fact that this is real? But I'm curious to hear how you guys feel too. I don't know if like this is kind of a personal thing. I know Eric was there a lot when the Blackhawks used to practice at the edge. Like
I
those are majority
was
of my autos, man. Like all of my autos were that I have that are not
this
on
is
cards
it's crazy, yeah,
in person.
because my dad just gave me his Hosa jersey that I got signed for him because he wants to sell it because he doesn't wear it because it's too big, and I'm like, okay, but I'm like, I was like, there's no way for me to like, it's signed, I could take a picture of it, but I'm not gonna get like probably what his signature's worth because
Yeah.
who's gonna believe me?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I used to go when they practiced by where I used to live. And like we would just stand
LSU,
out
yeah,
there and
you
wait
can
for them.
photo match it. I know
I
a lot of
can't. I
authenticators
can't
do
do I
photo
there's no
match,
way I
but
can't do it. I can't do it.
yeah. I
So
mean,
it's like that whoever
yeah.
if I sold it, whoever buys it's gonna have to either get it certified or believe me. And who's gonna believe me? Like who
Well,
should
Eric, let
believe
me ask
nobody
you
should believe
this.
anybody.
Yeah. How do you think major like major companies, that sell a lot of memorabilia like a Golden or like a Heritage Auctions, how do you think they're sitting back? Like, how do you think they reacted to it? Like, what does that now mean for all these customers who are
Don't
buying
care.
from them too? Like, I mean, it has to basically, does it ruin memorabilia collecting in the hobby now?
Nope. No, news cycles are so 24 hours nowadays that it's like these big companies who already control all the stock, like where everybody has to get all their stuff anyways, they don't care. They'll be fine because like everybody still has to come to them anyways. You know, like if you're talking about Fanatics, like they're selling all the cards that people want to buy, so people have to come to them anyways. So they don't give a shit.
And
It'd be
apparently,
more like
Fanatics
these
was one of the
local,
big ones that helped out with the investigation with the FBI
yeah.
and stuff. Like, they
So
were a big green,
I wouldn't, yeah. That doesn't shock. I'd be more worried about these like LCS guys who have like the jerseys hanging up that are signed or like the things that are not like pulled straight from a box that are signatured. Like I'd be all skeptical about that. But Fanatics, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit.
And let me ask you guys
They're
this
probably
because
happy this guy's out of the game, but like they don't
well,
give a shit
yeah,
about us.
yeah. Yeah, let me ask you guys this because I thought about it too. We've kind of always said on this podcast, we talk about how the hobby is, in general. We talk about how it's thriving and there's so much money to be made in the hobby, but I was listening to Sports Cards Nonsense, the episode that I sent you guys in the group chat to listen to because they were talking about the same thing and they were talking about the scandal. They actually had a guest on the show who did actually serve some prison time for this same thing back in the day where this person actually, committed fraud and scammed, hobbyists out of fake autographs. Um, However, this person has completely changed their entire life around, and it was really interesting hearing his side of the of this scandal and kind of the stuff that he was doing, and in relation to what happened with this Brett Lemieux guy. But now I kind of sit back and go, yeah, we talk about how great this hobby's doing, but are these like large companies, like these major corporations that are now getting involved in this hobby, are they kind of just preying on the uneducated in the hobby? Like, are
Great
they
question.
just preying on the fact that a lot of us are not experts and, we don't know what a real autograph is from a fake autograph, and we're just going based off of what a piece of paper says that, hey, this is the real deal, right? Like, this is a real autograph by Aaron Judge. Do you want to buy it? Now we're rushing out, going out and buying it, but we're just trusting the fact that some person who's supposed to be an expert, but you're not going to school for 4 years, or you don't have a PhD in checking autographs. Like, they're hiring people who have just been in the hobby for a long time, who now have the experience of looking at autographs. So are we just kind of seeing just us being preyed on because we're just throwing money at this hobby, and we're throwing money at these corporations?
I think that's a phenomenal question. I listened to the podcast episode too, and his section slash part of it was my favorite part because
Really
at the end
eye-opening.
of his segment, yeah, he essentially, so the example that he used is that the Lemieux person from Indiana who passed away, he had what was called like an auto pen, which is essentially the pen like making the auto itself. He wasn't even using it. But the guy that they had in their show, he was doing it all by
Handwritten.
himself, like by hand, handwritten. And he had somebody
I could
from,
respect that.
yeah, he had somebody from
You know,
JSA come to his house to certify 3,000 things, 3,000 autographs. Half of them were fake. Out of all 3,000, the JSA quote unquote expert said two of them were fake. Two out of 2,009, like 2,998. So essentially over 1,400, almost 1,500 of those fake autos were certified by JSA. And
Which one he
I
said was
loved what he
actually
said.
a legit
One
auto.
was actually real. Yeah, one was
Oh.
a legit auto that he got in person and he knew it was real because it was a football that he got signed. The thing that he said during the episode that really like kind of struck a nail with me, if that's the right term to use, probably not, but he said like these companies who are certifying and stuff, like they almost don't want to know if it's fake. They just like they don't really care. They don't want to know
don't
if it's,
ask, don't tell.
yeah, man, exactly. And he said that the people would come with like a, I don't know what the word he used was, but it was like an image on their computer of what the auto's supposed to look
Yeah,
like,
I can't remember
and
what
they're
he
like,
said. Yeah,
"Oh,
what
okay,
yeah.
yeah,"
Mhm.
and like they
He
just look
said
at,
he
"Okay,
said
yep,
they
it's good."
used JSA used some of his fake
His,
autographs to compare to the real autographs.
yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, man, Jason, I I'm gonna, it's like a kind of off the rails of what we like to promote in the hobby, but it is a very negative side of the hobby because he tied it into like Fanatics and Tops and the one-of-one autos. Like, how many one-of-one autos of Paul Skeens are they going to make? Is what he said on there. He's saying it's getting so saturated and they're just going to keep printing because they are going to prey on the people in the hobby that are now in the hobby who want autos. Like they want one-on-one autos. They want, remember, like signed stuff from pro athletes. For example, the Tops Now crap that they print all the time. That's like verbatim, like a prime example of preying on people in the hobby. Should a Tops Now card that they print like 25,000 of be really worth $10 a card? Absolutely not. But they're going to sell them because there's people out there who are so addicted to this stuff that they're just going to buy them up. And how do I know that these even like, yeah, man, it sends you down like a dark place. How do I know that the autos that Tops Now has are actually authentic? Second question, where the hell is that damn Tops Now auto of Curry, LeBron, and Durant? Like, how is that not surfaced yet? And those sold out within like a week, maybe even a day from the
They don't
Olympics.
have it. They don't have it
Yeah,
signed
man,
yet.
like that the athletes haven't
Either
signed
they
it,
don't have
or
it
who
signed, or
knows?
they know exactly where that card is going. They
Yeah,
know
man, like
exactly where
so
it's going. They know exactly who they want to send it to. It was the same thing that that Jeff said in that big announcement that he was making,
Oh, dude.
to to bring us, to get rid of all the scammers in the hobby. I'm fighting for you guys. I'm doing repacks.
I'm doing repacks.
I'm doing
with
repacks,
PSA
but don't
Authentic
worry,
repacks.
they're PSA certified. So we're eliminating the scammers out of here. You guys aren't gonna get scammed. Oh, but by the way, PSA's the only ones that are gonna know what cards are getting put in these packs, and they're the only ones that are gonna know where the placement of these packs are going.
Crazy, man.
That's
Real
supposed to
crazy.
make me sit back and go, I'm not gonna get scammed out of one of these repacks. By the way, you're selling it to me for $300. Like, how many cards are you
$300.
putting in these packs that are going to be worth $300?
Well, he only
So
really has to put enough cards for what, 147 or whatever the floor was.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nuts, man. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot going on in the hobby. And like, what is your, I don't know, who, I guess for people listening, like anybody have an idea or opinion on what to do if you are trying to like build up a auto collection? Like, I don't know, what are you supposed to do? How can I trust Panini? How can I trust Topps? How can I trust any JSA certification now that this guy claims that it was like 4 million items were authenticated or something and
that's what
sold?
he claimed. And I know the guy on Sports Card Nonsense basically said, like, okay, the numbers that he was giving are almost like they're just like not even feasible. Like, he's like, there is not enough time in the day for him to do something like this. Now, granted, I don't know if that's true or not. Like, I'm just going based off of what this guy was saying on a podcast. But I mean, I don't care. It
I
doesn't,
thought that like,
regardless if he's saying it's $4 million or if it was 400 or like it was 4 million items or it was 400 items. The fact of the matter is that there are fake stuff, there are fake autos and fake memorabilia out there, and that's a large chunk of the hobby right now. So again, yeah, and they asked him like, well, okay, like how would what is your opinion on it, or like what is your opinion going forward on buying autographed memorabilia? Like, would and he basically said, oh, I have to see it signed in person in order to believe it. Now what?
Eric,
Like, yeah, Luke, what's your opinion on it, man?
It's horrible, obviously. Um, what else is there to say?
if
Yeah,
you wanted
I
to
mean,
go
well,
buy
like,
an auto,
yeah.
would you buy it? Or would you rather,
Oh, sorry. I thought you asked me like generally,
No, but like, yeah, like what was
what
your
this guy was
take
doing.
on, like, yeah, what was your take
what are your next steps?
when you read it? Yeah, it's stuff. What is your now approach in like if you were somebody who's buying autographed memorabilia, if that was a big part of your
Yeah,
business now, like what are you?
if I okay, if you're asking me now or if I own a small card shop or something.
Like what? Yeah,
Well,
what
he
if
was
you owned
signing like
a small
like
card shop? Like,
jerseys and balls and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
if I owned a small card shop, I guess I wouldn't do anything differently because how am I supposed to know, number one? That question is always going to be asked. And then number two, if nobody knew in the first place, then how is anybody off the street? How would any of my customers know if the thing that I bought from somebody and I'm now reselling in my shop is real or fake? But I wouldn't change anything. And as a consumer, so me personally, I don't buy signed memorabilia. Maybe I buy some signed cards, but even that's rare. So again, same answer there. I'm not doing anything differently.
Yeah, I
but
guess
what
the
does that mean
protection
now
is
too?
like
Like, what does it mean for like signed cards? Like, do we have to
as
sit
long as
back and think?
Topps and them can certify it, you're
Right.
good because as long as they say put the thing on a back that says it's certified and then you
Yeah.
come back, if you were to come back later and say, "Oh no, this is fake," you could sue them into oblivion. Like
Well, I
they
meant more so
wouldn't
for
be
like
able to
those
print cards
PSA
anymore.
like DNA like grades and stuff,
But
or
yeah, I
any
don't know.
other
Yeah,
company
that
like Beckett does
nope,
the grade
no,
authentications. Like,
no, no.
now are we
I'm
now as
not buying that
hobbyists
shit.
no longer gonna buy a PSA DNA
No,
graded card? Because I have a
no,
Jazz Chisholm one like
no.
that.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't think I would.
Yeah. So is that like completely
I don't think.
ruin that part of the hobby? Or like to Luke's point, are we just gonna go on as usual and just kind of hope for the best?
I think in the cards world, we're going to move on and go on as usual. But for like autograph photos, jerseys, balls, you name it, like that stuff, I feel like things might change a little bit, if
And even
not a lot.
more to that point, and also kind of what Eric was saying is there's a lot more confidence in the autographs on cards because aren't isn't there typically, so take tops for example, isn't there typically somebody in the room with the athlete?
Supposed to be, yes.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
unless you're Luka Doncic and you have a mom
Right.
sign
Yeah.
it.
Exactly, man. Like, what the hell? So I think,
So maybe some autos slip through the cracks, but I think generally consumers have confidence in autos on modern sports cards.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Anything
because it actually
else?
says certified, certified by Top, certified by Panini. Like this autograph was witnessed and
Well, hold
certified
on.
by.
I was just reading it on the back of this,
I
Trevor
think
Lawrence.
that means like certified means because they have somebody in the room with them.
Yeah, so the word witness, that is the differentiator because okay, sure, you can certify an autograph, but that's what these other guys are doing with this one guy who was selling apparently millions of things. Those autographs were certified, but they weren't real, they were fake. But the witness part, that's super
Yeah.
important. It's really the key in the whole
John, what does your T-Law card
autographing of
say?
cards.
I'm reading it. So it says, first of all, depressingly, the enclosed authentic memorabilia is not from any specific game or event. And then it says the autograph is guaranteed by Panini America. And that's it.
Yeah,
So
guaranteed
what
is
does that
Could
mean?
be
What
fake.
does guaranteed mean?
Exactly.
Damn,
and we
man!
already
Not
know
only
BGS
is it a
fucking
Beckett
bum ass
slab, but now
company.
you got a fake autograph.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, why are you showing fake shit on show and tell, John?
God,
What
John.
the fuck is wrong with you?
Cards are worthless now.
Oh,
Yeah. I
that's
think,
interesting though. If it only says it's
right.
guaranteed by Panini, that this was
I wonder
so.
if they'll trade
You're,
their. I wonder if they'll. I wonder if
But
they'll change their vernaculars going
Right.
forward.
yeah,
If they have somebody in the room,
yeah,
they probably should. Maybe they don't have anybody in the room. Maybe they're just sending them and then hoping that they send them back.
well, isn't that what sticker autos are? They just send out the stickers to the athlete. The athlete signs them, and then the athlete sends them back.
oh,
Or doesn't. Sometimes they don't send them back.
Or
And then they get in trouble.
or doesn't, redemptions, and they just don't sign, and then you're just screwed.
Yeah, exactly. I think now they do have some of the autos I feel like are like Luke said and Eric said, some of them say like witnessed by a upper deck associate or like a Panini associate. Some of them don't though, clearly. And I think going forward it's going to be a requirement. Like either we need to be there when you're signing or somebody needs to record you signing all of the cards and we need that footage.